May I come in, sir?
Please come.
Good morning, sir. Good morning, ma'am. Good morning.
So you are native of Mulugu district?
No, sir. Narsampet actually. So my mother is from Mulu.
Okay. Your father?
Narsampet, Warangal district.
Father was head constable.
Yes, sir.
Mother was primary school teacher.
Yes, sir.
Your option ఏంటి?
History, sir.
History.
Yes, sir.
బీటెక్ మ్యాథ్స్ అండ్ కంప్యూటింగ్ చేశారు కదా?
Yes, sir.
తీసుకున్నారా? హిస్టరీ తీసుకోవడం వాట్ ఆర్ యువర్ వై డు యూ టేకన్ రేదర్ హిస్టరీ? మామూలుగా సోషియాలజీ, ఆంథ్రోపాలజీ, పబ్యాక్ తీసుకుంటారు బీటెక్ వాళ్ళు జనరల్గా. బట్ హిస్టరీ అండ్ యూ హ్యావ్ సమ్ స్పెషల్ ఇంట్రెస్ట్?
Yes, sir. Actually, my mother have completed her masters in history. So from childhood onwards, it have developed my interest in history by talking with her.
Okay.
So gradually, yes, sir.
ఓకే, మీరు యువర్ హాబీస్లో
Sir.
యూ ఆల్సో రిటర్న్ దట్ స్టడీయింగ్ అండ్ స్కెచింగ్ టెంపుల్ ఆర్కిటెక్చర్,
Yes, sir.
రైట్?
Yes, sir.
సో రీసెంట్గా ఒక యునెస్కో సైట్ ఒకటి అప్రూవ్ అయింది తెలంగాణలో. ఏది, ఎక్కడ, ఎందుకు, ఏది దాని స్పెషాలిటీ చెప్పగలరా?
Yes, sir.
చెప్పండి. టెల్ మీ ప్లీజ్.
Sir, so the temple was so recently the UNESCO was awarded, UNESCO World Heritage Site was given to the Ramappa temple, so which is currently in the Mulugu area, Mulugu region, Mulugu Mandal, and in Warangal district. So it was developed by the Kakatiyas, so during Ganpati Deva times, and it was primarily some of the key features are that it was developed by, it was the name was given by the sculptor style. So that's how the name was given. However, sir, other beauty is that it is a mixture of two architectures. Though it appears to be a Dravidian style, it actually signifies the Vesara type of architecture. And there is one more significance is that only this temple in India has that a mandapa for the inscription. So we say that the Shila Mandapam, so which is only there here. And it is a Trikuta style of temple, and some of other major features where it can withstand earthquakes. So, and also the burnt bricks, so floating bricks were used.
And also a lady, inscribed on that. That lady has a special feature. Can you explain that, or have you seen that? You have seen the temple?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. I have visited.
Some lady or one lady, or I don't know how many lady structures are there, statues are there. They have a very special feature which is modern today also. Ladies wear. Can you mention that?
Sir, I have don't have much knowledge, sir. But with my limited information, what I have understood is it is a sculpture of Shala Banjika. So it was a mixture of kind of demigods. So it is kind of protecting the temple. So in that format, it is there.
So you have done it from IIT Delhi, right? So also you have said in your main BTech subject maths and computing. So computing lo it's so much knowledge and technology we have, and we are not able to achieve that perfection which our ancient people have achieved. Like for example, because you said computing and maths, right? Like sun rays fall on particular days in Suryavalli temple in Srikakulam. Have you heard that?
Yes, sir.
And similarly, Nagalapuram in Chittoor district on 13th, 14th March, I think it comes in March perhaps. How did they, calculate, so much? Does it mean that planets won't change their positions? They will come exactly on the same dates, same times at that place? What is your, input on that? How can you explain this?
Sir, what I have understood is it was actually based on the earlier mathematical models, and gradually what we have understood is the sun movement. So equinoxes which are there. So the movement between the Tropic of Cancer to the Tropic of Capricorn. So when the movement of the sun directly hit at the certain place, it was calculated based on the mathematical models, and eventually it was integrated into the temples. That's how we get most of the sun temples, like Sun Temple in Modhera, Gujarat, or Arsavelli Temple in Andhra Pradesh, and some other temples I am unable to recall, sir. But
in Nagalapuram also there is a temple, Vishnu temple. It happens on March or January,
I will look into that, sir.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Okay. Then you said you are also interested in understanding the culture of Lombardis, right? I understand Lombardis are originally they migrated from Rajasthan. Is that correct, or I am wrong?
Sir, actually, there are many historical perspectives. So some historians prefer to say that they are the migrants from originally they are migrants from the Afghanistan region or the erstwhile Central Asian region, and gradually, as they are nomadic tribes, they have settled from length and breadth across the country. So that's how we see from they spread across all over the country, sir. And what is apparent is that most of the significant population is still residing in the Rajasthan region.
Okay, they're supposed to be warriors, I am told. Is that correct? No.
Sir, again, I can't
Theories.
conclude it.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
Okay, that's why I'm asking. Is it correct?
Sir, it is difficult to conclude, sir, but I would say there are, because there are many lineages.
Yeah, many
Yes, sir. So,
must have spread.
yes, sir. So, some historians prefer to say that, like Kshatriya Asian, like that was there, or Sanskrit Asian, which
Yes.
was prevalent in the Rajasthan region. So, eventually, some of the tribes got integrated into the mainstream society, and they worked as the Kshatriya or the warrior class. Then, which we can see, which can evident from the Rajputs. So, we cannot conclude or generalize it for the whole total tribes.
Okay, now last question from history,
Sir.
right? Iltutmish, you have heard? Iltutmish.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
What he has done and what is his contribution?
Sir. Yes, sir.
Tell me.
Sir, he was one of the pioneer in the Delhi Sultanate region. So he was a pioneer of the Chalgani system, and also after Kutubuddin Aibak, he have taken over the throne, and he have brought many changes in the administration, and further he have given the scope for a woman entering into the politics or the administration, which is a very great time even then and even today, sir. So, and also in the architectural time, in relation to the architecture, he have continued the Kutubuddin Aibak's construction of the minars. So these are the few.
What is the major structure he has done in Delhi?
Yes, sir.
Major structure which is standing even today.
Yes, sir.
He started, but somebody else completed.
Sir, sorry, sir, I am unable to.
Qutub Minar.
Qutub Minar, yes, sir.
In fact, 1236, what is the 1236 year significance?
1236.
1236 AD significance.
Sorry, sir.
Rajia Sultan, his daughter perhaps.
Yes, sir.
If I am
Yes,
right.
Rajia Sultana.
She has completed that, I believe.
Sir, actually, though it was started by him,
Yeah, it was started by him.
and it was continued till Feroz Shah Tughlaq.
Correct.
So currently there are 5 layers. So 5
floors
States,
or
yes, sir,
stories,
5 floors.
whatever it is called.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Sir, mere
Yes, sir.
adult, sir.
Thank you, sir.
You have participated in blood donation camps.
Yes.
Have you donated or have you made people donate?
Sir, I did both, sir. So initially when I was in my first year or second year, I have donated, and gradually when I have been in my third year or fourth year, I have been part of the NSS donation camp.
Okay.
So we have organized the donation camps, and we requested people to come and donate their blood, sir.
Now let's say you are in charge of a district,
Sir.
and we give you the job of motivating youngsters who can donate. And how would you motivate them to donate blood?
Yes, sir. Sir, may I take few minutes?
Yeah.
Yes, sir. Sir, as a DM of the district, so I would encourage youth. Firstly, I'll organize the camps or campaigns. So whereby I'll make the beautiful slogans which would encourage youth to come and donate their blood. Secondly, sir, by encouraging, by integrating the colleges and institutions where they habit most of the youths across the region. So it is the best place to accommodate them. And thirdly, sir, like there is a need for interaction, and there is also a need to elevate the fears. So there is a information gap. This need to be filled by a proper channel. So I would, in that case, I would channelize this energy by integrating doctors and a few other students, and I need to take many people from the many stakeholders. I need to integrate them. So like people, like suppose we can tell that one person donating a blood can save lives of 4 people. So this way it can give sense of happiness, a sense of self-respect. So this can encourage more people to donate the blood. So this way I will move forward, sir.
You also went into, I mean, you got scholarship for police. What is that? What did you do?
In my 10th class, so I have achieved 9.7 GPA, and subsequently in my inter also I have achieved good marks. So as my father is from constable, so from the welfare schemes like by the Telangana State Police, I have awarded the scholarship.
That's an incentive given to people working in the department, not something which you have done, assisted the police or anything of that sort.
It was a two-way, sir, actually. So people who have achieved very good scores in their 10th and inter, they will be awarded their scholarships given that their family working in the department. Yes, sir.
So, have you spoken to your father? How is the job? How difficult is policing?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is my most happening thing with my father, sir. So every time I get an opportunity to talk with my father, I take that opportunity, and I also know what are the problems faced by the police personnel. And from my childhood onwards, I've been watching my father and other personnel too. So I've been in police quarters. I've been in the Naxalite hit areas, and most importantly, my father was a victim of the Naxalite attack too. So this have given me a lot of interest in the police things. So yes, sir, I do talk, and even today I continue to talk with.
Now, since you mentioned, I mean, today in the newspaper there is something about Naxalism. What is that?
Yes, sir. Sir, today exactly I have not followed the newspaper, sir, but yeah, I have gone through the guidelines from yesterday. So recently, yesterday and day before yesterday, in the Chhattisgarh region, the bunkers were caught. So they are holding weaponry, arms and ammunitions. So they were recovered, and the CRPF and also the state police of the Chhattisgarh region, they were very active in taking away the Naxalism by 2026, sir.
But why didn't they come to Telangana? Why was they? They should have tried to come to Telangana, right?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, they did try. The input says that, and the intelligence sources say that they did try to come to Telangana region. However, there was a strong force in Telangana borders, which were who were completely resisting, because currently, sir, in the Naxalism threat in any part of the country, what is happening is it was met by strong force, and it is diluting almost day by day. And there were many surrenders, and there were many developmental works were happening in many remote regions across the country. And Telangana was earlier successful, and we also have the Greyhounds force, and they were patrolling on the borders, and they are successful in emulating also. So I think that is the reason we are successfully stopping them to for incursion into Telangana region, sir.
You said you like history.
Yes, sir.
You heard of E.H. Carr?
Sir, sorry, sir.
E.H. Carr.
Sorry, sir.
You haven't.
Sorry, sir. I'll look into that.
Fine. Have you heard of DD Kosambi?
Yes, sir.
Can you? What is his contribution?
Yes, sir. Sir, actually, he is my favorite historian too.
Oh, good.
He is a polymath who had done researches in many fields, and eventually he integrated those his field of interest into history. So by polymath I mean, sir, he is also a mathematician, and he also integrated the study of the numismatics, and which was essential for corroborating and collaborating the history of the ancient India. So in that regard, he was a very pioneer in ancient India research.
One of his famous works has to do with the Indian gods and goddesses.
Yes, sir.
Would you be knowing something about that?
Sorry, sir, I have not read it, but I will read it, sir.
Right. Thank you.
Sir. Thank you, sir.
You worked for startup activity.
Yes, sir.
In 2019, you completed graduation.
Yes, sir.
2019 to 2021, you worked for startup activity.
Yes, sir.
What is the startup activity?
Sir, I have worked on 2 startups. In the first startup, I have worked under a professor of IIT Delhi. Then we made shoes for the physically disabled people and also people who are suffering from osteoarthritis, pes cavis and pes planus foods. So we take the inputs by piezo-resistive material and then we integrate it with the AI and machine learning algorithms. Then we design shoes for particularly for them. And in the second startup, sir, it was during the COVID-19 crisis. We have found an opportunity where people were, there is a rise in the work from home jobs. So, and however, there is a decline in the efficiency and productivity. So, we need to channelize this energy in the right direction from the, as against the traditional offices. So, what we do is, we integrate them employees with the nearest cafes. So they work for the certain number of hours, they do their work and they leave to their homes. So this way we can create the ecosystem in the cafes also. So which can enhance their efficiency and productivity. These are the two startups. Sir.
See, you said something, but cafe working, all this thing,
Sir.
it is already there now.
Yes, sir.
But virtual office something, they don't take office for rent.
Yes, sir.
Simply they one place will be there, whoever wants they can utilize the space like that.
Yes,
what is the novelty in your system?
Yes, sir. Sir, there are two differences actually. Sir, when we compare between the existing virtual offices or the offices, like for example, I will take the Springboard, Office, AWFIS, and also MyHQ. These are the few things which were already there from pre-COVID. But these were like office environment was already prevalent in them. However, sir, in cafes we don't find the office environment. Like people who want to move from the home work and they want to find an alternative to the current establishments. They want to work in the cafes. Like so, we found an opportunity there. Like the existing cafes were lying idle for the most of the time. So instead, we talk to those cafes and we also provide an opportunity for the employees to work there.
In some companies like Wipro and other companies,
Sir.
they are against the work from home option.
Yes.
Whatever maybe your extended version is little bit betterment of work from home, you are saying that nearby cafe, all these things.
Yes, sir.
So, is any relevance? They are saying that you have to come to office only, then only, otherwise they are not giving you the promotions, incentives, they are not giving.
Yes,
Many
sir.
companies, Google, Microsoft, many companies.
Yes, sir.
So, your idea will work out. No?
Yes, sir. Actually, that is the issue. What you pointed out is really true, sir. Recently, again from this year onwards, most companies are preferring from work from traditional offices. In that cases, we are losing our employee base. However, so yes, sir. In that case, we are struggling to find new members.
So, you will close your startup. So, because these people are coming and they are saying that you come, so there is no relevance for your startup. So, you will close this business.
Sir, again, our customer base is not limited to the MNCs. Like there are some companies who want to give an option to their employees to work from home for the rest of their term. Like I am unable to recall, sir. Like if suppose the new startups, they are finding difficult to maintain a space, so they are giving them option to work any like they can work from the office or the Springboard, this kind of establishments, or they are also providing them an opportunity where they can work in the cafes also. So we need to find the right customer base is what I believe.
So, finally, I'll ask one question.
Sir.
The L&T CEO said 90 hours per week.
Yes, sir.
What is your opinion?
Sir, firstly, the major issue here what I find is that it is coming from a CEO of the company where there is a conflict of interest situation. On one side, the CEO will be most bothered about the profits. On other side, the employees will be most worried about their wages. I will take an example, sir. In the past decade, there is a rise of 300% in the profits of a company. However, there is only a rise of 5% in the wages of the employee. So the employees are not getting sufficient wages. So they are not owning the company to work for beyond 90 hours. Secondly, sir, there are people who are working beyond 90 hours. For example, police personnel, public servants, or the kirana shops. Many people are working beyond there, and even farmers, they are working beyond 90 hours. And thirdly, sir, there is an issue like these modern jobs, they don't have sufficient time. There should be a balance between the work life. And when they have the incentives, when they find it their passion in working, so then definitely they'll work. However, it can't be forced. Is what I believe, sir.
You
And-
told one thing. You said that 300% profit, there are only 5%.
Yes.
If a company gets 300% losses, your employee will bear that losses.
Sir, actually, it is going two ways, sir. When the company is bearing 300% loss, most of the companies are like taking away the jobs, like they are not hiring or they are firing them. So this is much prevalent even during COVID crisis, or even it is still happening, sir. So there is no incentive for the candidate to work for 90 hours. So I think there should be a balance. Like here is what I mean.
Srinikesh, I just want to add to this that you are the collector.
Sir.
You work for 18 hours.
Yes, sir.
Average work that a collector does in a good district is about 18 hours. Now, if your staff doesn't work, how will you be able to work?
Sir,
You are getting satisfaction. You are a collector, you are getting satisfaction. Okay, you are not getting any additional money,
sir.
but you are known, you have all that respect, but your subordinates have nothing.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
If they don't work, will you be able to work?
Sir, that is a very good question. I think I need to find a balance again, sir. But we need to. I need to provide them I need to provide the reason for them to work. So if I provide them, sir, firstly I think any of such things I should lead by an example, and thereby I can encourage my staff to work along with me, and we work as a team. And I think, sir, in the end, the happiness or the satisfaction we get, and if it is also shared among the staff, I think we can work together, sir. But I need to see how it goes.
After you become DM.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Thank you, sir.
You're interested in sketching temple architectures
Yes,
also.
madam. Yes, madam.
So do you sketch what is already there, or you do some kind of a creativity in it?
Ma'am, again, like I was going to temples from my childhood onwards, because this was the leisure time which I get with my parents. So I find temples more attractive. So I generally, when I get time, I go there and I sketch some of the features of the temples, like sculptures, like Vyalas, Valleys, Pushpaputikas, Gavakshas.
So you said you travel to see different temples and all that.
Yes,
So what kind of architecture is prominent in Telangana?
Yes, ma'am. Ma'am, earlier there was a notion like if we divide geographically, we can divide it by northern temple Nagara architecture or Dravidian architecture. So Dravidian architecture is more prevalent. However, if we take the case of Chalukyas, it is more mix of both Nagara and Dravidian, thereby bringing the Vesara type of architecture. Suppose I will take the very significant example, Vemulavada, so which is close by to Karimnagar district. Though it appears to be the Dravidian architecture, by if we go surrounding, like there are Nagalamba temple and Brihadeshwara temple surrounding. So they give they signify the Vesara type of architecture. So yes, ma'am. So I think there are all types. And if we take the ISKCON temple currently in Hyderabad, they also portray the Nagara type of architecture again. Yes, ma'am.
I feel that when the main community is getting into the mainstream, they're losing their culture and their traditions and trying to adopt most of the mainstream kind of a culture. So do you agree in terms of Lombardi culture as well?
Yes, ma'am. It is happening. But I would tell that there are two things going hand in hand. There is one thing, they are protecting their culture on one side, and other side there is hybridization of the culture. Both things are happening simultaneously. And when I say that we are protecting our culture, the historical roots like animalism and some of the traditions like the cuisine or the dressing style, these are still prevalent in most of the remote areas. However, when we come to the urban areas, most of them were not visible. So again, these are going parallelly, and still that is the reason we need to find our roots in the remote areas. We need to go back to our villages. We need to preserve them. Is what I mean.
Heard of this Adivasi Mahagarjana?
Sorry, ma'am. Recently, no.
Do you think that there is a need to relook at the list of communities under the scheduled caste list?
Ma'am,
Because you're getting hybridized, you're entering into the mainstream and all.
yes, ma'am.
Do you think?
Ma'am, I would put this way, ma'am. There are two things again. Firstly, they, the need for subcategorization, because the benefits of the reservation were not sufficiently percolated to the downstream of the society. So there is a need for data. Data need to be taken into account, and if there is a need, then we can do the subcategorization. However, coming to the second question, ma'am, when there is hybridization of the culture, however, the discrimination is still prevalent. So it is prevalent in every part of the society, and however, mostly still there is backwardness in the economy and education. So taking this into consideration, we need to take the data into account, and we need to classify again. Yes, ma'am.
So you've heard of so many scams happening. Fundraising scams has also become a very hot topic nowadays. Using your mathematical and computation knowledge, how will you help the charities, the genuine charities, to get out of this situation?
Very good question. I think currently there are many scams definitely happening, man. I think I will provide for an blockchain technologies and artificial and machine learning technologies, which is currently being used by the GST Council to detect any of the evasion of the tax evasions by the input tax credits. So similarly, this can be integrated in the some of the NGOs where like, is the data right, and the data can be integrated into the blockchain, so that further it cannot be uh, like modified, and further AI and ML can be used to make any decision making areas where there is any lack in the situation. So this can be integrated, ma'am.
You seem to be a learned person coming from the IIT. You know mathematical and computing. Don't you think that because the government is now encouraging all entrepreneurs with startups and everything, you have left a startup for that matter, your knowledge seems to be more, it should be channeled towards setting up more startups, is what I feel. Why do you want to come into services and waste your entire knowledge that you have gained since so many years?
Thanks for the information. Like, ma'am, what I would tell that from my childhood onwards, I wanted to be a civil servant. I was inspired by my father's work, and I till after graduation or till graduation, I thought that entering into the IIT or getting the knowledge was one of the very good things. Like, I saw it as an alternative career, because cracking civil services is very difficult given the competition and the syllabus of the examination. And I don't think civil services is any less than any of the entrepreneurial activity, man. So both are equally difficult, and I think uh, bringing my entrepreneurial activity or my experience in the startups, I think I can channelize it in the right direction even in the civil services, man.
So you feel like you can crack it this time?
I am hoping, ma'am, but last year also I went for till interview, but I'm hoping this time I'll crack it.
Okay, one last question. Why do you think India is at a snail pace in terms of developing smart cities in our country?
Ma'am, ma'am, the smart cities which are majorly centered around the bringing the technology and easing the governance through technology or any other IoT devices, all these things will be integrated into one. However, there are major constraints. Firstly, there is inflexible and inward looking attitude on both the people, and also it could be on the bureaucrats too. Secondly, ma'am, there is a funding issue, because making a smart city would require a lot of funds. And thirdly, the model is missing. Suppose we don't have a specific model to identify ourselves with. Like, suppose if we identify ourselves with the Western nations and smart cities, it will not be applicable in India, because Indian culture society is completely different from the Western cultures. So in that way, we are gradual in approach. We are progress. Definitely, we are progressive. But I think it does take time. Yes, ma'am.
Okay.
Ma'am, thank you, ma'am.
Srinikesh,
Sir.
I see one of your in your DAF you have written that you are organizer for Dalai Lama's public talk. You know how Dalai Lama is selected?
Sir, yes, sir. Sir, earlier, like from there was around 7th to 8th century CE, then king of the Tibet region, have eventually they become demigods there, and the culture continued whereby the Panchan Lama would identify the upcoming Dalai Lama by identifying the
Is
children.
there a set procedure? Is it constant or it varies?
Sir,
Is there a standard
actually,
procedure? Is now which Dalai Lama is there? Which 14th, 13th?
sir, I am unable to recall exact name, sir. Sorry.
So is there a standard procedure to select the Dalai Lama or it varies from time to time?
Sir, actually, there were two things. Earlier, till recently, the Panchan Lama used to identify the Dalai Lama based on his previous lives, and where the children can identify the things, then he will be recognized as a Dalai Lama. However, there is a current change in the trend where there much of the intrusion of the China in identifying the Dalai Lama. So in that case, recently even Dalai Lama took off his political career, and he was the only spiritual head of the.
How is the next Dalai Lama going to be selected?
Sir, actually, if I recall correctly, the current Dalai Lama said that he will be identifying the next one, because his term will be end by the June or July this year. However, we need to wait and watch, because there are Chinese interest also. So
Can Dalai Lama be a woman? Can a woman be a Dalai Lama?
I don't know, sir. I will check it.
Did Dalai Lama say anything about it?
I don't know, sir. I will look into it,
What if the next Dalai Lama is born in China?
sir.
Do you think India can still play the Tibet card in foreign policy?
Sir,
What could happen? You just make a guess. If the next Dalai Lama is born in China,
sir.
so what could happen as far as India's foreign policy with China is concerned?
Sir, I think in that case, it would be very difficult to maintain the cultural contacts with the Tibet region, because currently the current Dalai Lama is residing in the Dharmashala region. However, however, we can recognize even that Dalai Lama too.
No, from a foreign policy perspective,
Sir,
Indo-China relations,
sir.
what impact it could be?
It is difficult to analyze, sir.
Okay. So you have also written that you study and analyze police issues. Police.
Policy.
Understanding, analyzing police issues. Am I correct? So, Srinikesh, you have seen your father. You are very good at analyzing police issues. Then you could have straight away chosen police service as your first option.
Sir, definitely police is my one of the prior preference. However, given the scope and broad roles and responsibilities of the Indian administrative services, I have opted it in the first preference. Sir, still I would be very much happy any service if I get in this attempt. I would be very much happy, sir.
Srinikesh, these days we find that there are a lot of custodial deaths happening in the country, unabated, in spite of whatever reforms have happened, friendly police, etc., etc. Why do you think still custodial deaths are happening?
Sir, I beg your pardon to differ, sir. There is a very much decline in the custodial deaths. Like suppose earlier, if we recall our thing, Mathura.
Do you have some data based on which you are saying that the custodial deaths have reduced?
Sir, I am unable to.
What does NCRB data say?
Sorry, sir. I am unable to recall, sir.
Okay. Amendments have been made in IPC and CRPC and Evidence Act. Am I correct?
Yes, sir.
BNS, etc. have come.
Yes, sir.
So, did they bring any safeguards for preventing custodial torture, etc.?
Yes,
What
sir.
kind of safeguards were brought in?
Sir, actually, there is a limitation on Sir, it was more moving towards the justice than the punishment, and the limitations were also, suppose in the Indian Evidence Act, some of the evidences were considered, and suppose EFIR or the electronic evidences were also taken into the consideration, and coming to and that some of the definitions were relaxed.
Now, if somebody is taken into custody,
Sir,
previously before the amendment,
sir.
how many days can the person be in custody, and after the amendments, now how many days the person can be in custody?
Sir, I'm unable to recall correctly the exact number. There is a 40 to 60 downtime, and I'm unable to recall it correctly, sir.
Okay.
I will do.
As far as the bail process is concerned, you know that bail is a norm and jail is an exception. Am I correct? After the recent changes have been brought in, Bharatiya Nyaya Samhita, etc., were brought, was the availment of bail, did it become easy or difficult for the accused?
Sir, I will look into it, sir. I think it is more simplified, I feel, sir. But I'll look into it, sir. I'm not sure. Yes, sir. I'll look into it, sir.
Okay. Now, suppose an accused has come to the police station. So, he lodged a complaint, and most likely it's a cognizable offense. So, now after the changes have been made, should the station house officer, can he straight away lodge an FIR or he should not? What was the case before and what is the situation now?
Sir, I don't know the current situation, sir, but I know the general practice. Like when there is a cognizable offense, the person can be arrested without warrant. So there will be no discretion with the police officer. He should right away file an FIR, and then he will be taken into the.
What is the situation now? What does the law say?
I will look into it, sir. I'm unsure about it, sir.
You have a grievance, you went to police station.
Sir.
You lodged a complaint.
Sir.
So and so.
Sir.
So is the SHO duty bound and obliged to file an FIR or not?
Yes, sir. He is obliged to file zero FIR. At least he need to file, sir.
Immediately, as soon as you lodge a complaint.
Immediately.
Or can he take some time? Or is there a discretionary element involved?
Sir, currently I don't know, sir. I'll look into it, sir.
And I think you need to analyze your police issues more. So, follow-up question from what sir has asked previously about Naxalism. You said that you lived in such areas, etc. So, can you tell me the difference between Naxalism, Maoism, and communism?
Sir, they are almost related to similar ideology, sir. However, the communism is the base on which two other things have emanated. So, there is only a slight difference. Suppose in the communism, there will be a stateless property and entirely state property. There will be stateless society, sorry. And secondly, there will not be any private property. And all the resources will be allocated sufficiently among the people.
Then why are Russia and China still called communist states?
Sir, there is a difference actually. That's how the concept of Maoism and the later Naxalism have evolved. Suppose in the Maoism, the concept of political communist ideology is still prevalent. However, in the economic angle, the market economy is flourishing.
What is Maoism? Why do they call Maoism?
Sir, from what I have understood is that it was during the Mao's time when Chinese economy was going through a turbulent times. So then Mao was decided that to give any opportunity in the economic sphere.
What is the main factor which precipitated Maoism? What is the basis on which Maoism is arrived?
Sorry, sir, I will look into that. Yes, sir.
Sir. One last question.
Sir.
Context of police, what is the difference between need-based corruption and greed-based corruption?
Sir, actually, there are firstly when it is a need-based corruption, there are very basic needs like having a proper food, basic needs like food or dignity. All these things are majorly evolving centered around the need-based corruption. However, in the greed-based corruption, they are going beyond what is needed, and it is morally and ethically very wrong. So that is the reason for the need-based corruption we need to meet the needs by increasing the salaries or increase the police strength. However, when it comes to the greed-based corruption, there should be a strong law. There should be an iron hand against it, sir. Sir. Thank you, sir.
నీ ఇంటర్వ్యూ అయిపోయిందమ్మా.
Sir,
సో నౌ వి ఆల్ టుగెదర్ విల్ గివ్ యూ సమ్ సజెషన్స్, రైట్?
Sir, yes,
సో
sir.
వన్, యూ ఆర్ లుకింగ్ వెరీ ప్లెజెంట్ అండ్ గుడ్ పోస్చర్ అండ్ ఆల్. సో
Sir.
ఆ రోజు వెళ్ళే రోజు కొంచెం షేవింగ్ చేసుకుని వెళ్ళి, ఈ రోజు
Yes,
షేవింగ్ చేయనట్టున్నావు.
Yes, sir.
పర్వాలేదు, మా దగ్గర ఓకే. బట్ దట్ డే యూ నీడ్ టు షేవ్ వెల్ అండ్
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
good getup, all,
Sir.
and your answers also by and large good. But
Sir.
few points which the panelists have mentioned, like సారు హిస్టరీ అనగానే ఈహెచ్ కారు నాకు కూడా తెలియదు అనుకో, చదువుతాను నేను కూడా పోయి ఇంటికి పోయి. క్వశ్చన్ అయితే నేను విన్నాను, సో అవి నువ్వు కనుక్కోవాలి, దాని గురించి చదువుకోవాలి ఒకటి. రెండోది, 3 phrases నువ్వు వాడుతున్నావు విచ్ ఆర్ నాట్ గుడ్ ఫర్ యూ,
Sir.
బికాస్ ఇక్కడ కూర్చున్న వాళ్ళు నీకన్నా వయసులో, ఎక్స్పీరియన్స్లో, ఆదాయంలో, ఫ్యామిలీ వైజ్ ఆల్సో కూడా అంతా పెద్దవాళ్ళే.
Yes, sir.
మ్యారీడ్ అయిపోయింటారు, పిల్లలు ఉంటారు, డబ్బులు సంపాదించుకుంటున్నారు, బాగా ఉద్యోగాలు చేసుకుంటున్నారు, సెటిల్ ఇన్ ద లైఫ్.
Yes, sir.
సో నువ్వు వాళ్ళతో ఈక్వల్ గా మాట్లాడుతున్నావు. మామూలే అక్కడ వాళ్ళు కూడా ఉంటారు.
Sir.
నీ అబ్జర్వేషన్స్ ఏంటంటే, థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ ది ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, ఒకరికి ఎవరికో అన్నావు, నువ్వేంటి మాకు చెప్పడం థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ ది ఇన్ఫర్మేషన్, యు ఆర్ నో వే క్వాలిఫైడ్ టు యూజ్ దట్ వర్డ్, అట్లీస్ట్ ఇన్ ది ఇంటర్వ్యూ బోర్డ్.
Okay.
నువ్వు రేపు కలెక్టర్ అవుతావు కదా, అప్పుడు నీకు సబార్డినేట్ చెప్తాడు సబ్ కలెక్టర్, సరే థ్యాంక్స్ ఫర్ ది, అప్పుడు బాగుంటుంది అది. ఇప్పుడు ఇక్కడ
Sir.
ఒకటి. రెండోది, ఈ సార్ ఎవరో జనరల్ గా కూడా ఆ సార్ కూడా చెప్పినట్టు ఐ లుక్ ఇన్ టు ఇట్ అన్నావు. నువ్వేంటి లుక్ ఇన్ టు ఇట్, అది ఎప్పుడు అంటారంటే నువ్వు మాకన్నా పైన ఉంటే ఆ వర్డ్ వాడాలి.
Okay. Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
నేను యువర్ బాస్.
Okay.
ఇప్పుడు నువ్వు పోయి మీ బాస్ కి చెప్తే మీ బాస్ అంటాడు ఐ లుక్ ఇన్ టు ఇట్ అని, నువ్వు కాదు.
Okay. Yes, sir.
రెండోది అంటే ఇంగ్లీష్ చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్ లాంగ్వేజ్.
Sir.
తర్వాత ఇంకొక ఎవరినో ఆ సార్ని సార్ గుడ్ క్వశ్చన్ అన్నావు.
Sir. Sir.
అది కూడా తప్పు, నువ్వు అనకూడదు అట్లా.
Sir. Sir.
థ్యాంక్స్ సార్, ఐఎమ్ సారీ సార్, ఐఎమ్ నాట్ ఏబుల్ టు గివ్ ద ఆన్సర్, ఐ విల్ గో అండ్ చెక్.
Sir, can I tell that I'll read more on it, all these things?
No, sir, sorry sir, I don't know, but I will go and check it.
You can just stop and say that, I'm sorry sir, I will not be able to answer it right now. Stop.
ఓకేనా? తర్వాత న్యూమిస్మెటిక్స్ కోసంబి అది నువ్వు చెప్పావు.
Sir.
తర్వాత ఇండియన్ గాడ్స్ అండ్ గాడెసెస్ కూడా పోయి చదువుకో ఒకసారి,
Yes, sir.
ఆ సార్ది అది.
Sir.
నేను స్టార్ట్అప్ యాక్టివిటీలో చెప్తూ 90 hours వరకు వచ్చింది. యాక్చువల్గా 90 hours వరకు కామెంట్ ఇచ్చిన బోత్ నారాయణమూర్తి అండ్ యాజ్ వెల్ యాజ్ ఎల్ఎన్టీ చైర్మన్ షుడ్ బి ప్రాసిక్యూటెడ్. ఎందుకంటే పర్ డే 15 గంటలు వస్తుంది.
Sir.
మన లేబర్ లాస్ ప్రకారం ఓన్లీ 8 hours పని
8
చేయాలి
hours.
మ్యాక్సిమం,
Yes, sir.
లేదా 12 hours కూడా వేసుకున్నా కూడా
Sir.
15 గంటలు రావాలి, 15 90.
Right.
ఆదివారం వదిలేస్తే.
Sir.
ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ ఎనీ లేబర్ కమిషన్ కెన్ ఇష్యూ నోటీస్ టు దెమ్, బోత్ ఆఫ్ దెమ్.
Okay.
ఇన్ఫాక్ట్ నేను లేబర్ కమిషన్ ఇష్యూ చేసేసేవాడిని.
Okay.
ఓకే.
Sir.
దెన్ వర్క్ లైఫ్ బ్యాలెన్స్ కూడా బాగా మాట్లాడావు, కానీ దానిపై నిన్ను అడుగుతారు క్వశ్చన్,
Okay.
అండ్ దాన్ని కూడా ప్రిపేర్ అవ్వు. 90 hours ఎవరైనా మాట్లాడితే దాని ఆన్సర్కి ఆటోమేటిక్గా వర్క్ లైఫ్ బ్యాలెన్స్కి వెళ్ళిపోతుంది. దాని గురించి కొంచెం చదువుకోవాలి, మంచి టాపిక్ కావాలి.
Yes, sir.
తర్వాత వచ్చి ఆదివాసి మహాగర్జన, ఈ మేడం అడిగితే నువ్వు చెప్పలేదు, అది ఇన్ఎక్స్క్యూజబుల్ మిస్టేక్. అంటే దానికి ఇంగ్లీష్ లో మిస్టేక్, బ్లండర్ అని 2 words ఉంటాయి.
Sir.
మిస్టేక్ ని కరెక్ట్ చేసుకోగలం, బ్లండర్ ని కరెక్ట్ చేసుకోలేదు.
Sir.
బ్లండర్ ఇప్పుడు మేడం నేను కొట్టేశాను అనుకో, ఇట్స్ బ్లండర్ విచ్ ఐ కెనాట్
Yes,
ఇప్పుడు
sir.
మేడం ఏం మేడం అన్నా దాన్ని కరెక్ట్ చేసుకోవాలి, హలో మేడం అని.
Mm-hmm.
బ్లండర్ ని కరెక్ట్ చేసుకోలేదు. సో మహాగర్జన ఆన్సర్ చెప్పకపోవడం బ్లండర్.
Okay.
యూ బీయింగ్ ఏ
Coming
Naik
from the
guy.
same community. Yes,
అర్థమైందా?
sir. Yes, sir.
ఫస్ట్ పోయి ఎనీ ట్రైబల్ క్వశ్చన్ యూ మస్ట్ ఆన్సర్.
Yes, sir. Yes.
నువ్వు ఆన్సర్ చేయకపోతే యూ బికమ్ ఎలైట్ ట్రైబ్.
Okay.
ట్రైబ్ లో ఎలైట్ ట్రైబ్ అయిపోతాం.
Got
కాబట్టి యూ మస్ట్ ఆన్సర్ దట్ క్వశ్చన్, రైట్? దెన్ ఈ ఆన్సర్ చాలా బాగా చెప్పావు. స్టార్ట్అప్స్ యాక్టివిటీ మేడం అంటే నేను కలెక్టర్ అయితే కూడా చేయగలను, అది చాలా బాగా చెప్పావు, గుడ్ ఆన్సర్.
Sir.
దెన్ స్మార్ట్ సిటీ కూడా మేడం అడిగినట్టున్నారు.
Sir.
స్మార్ట్ సిటీలో కూడా ఆన్సర్లు బాగున్నాయి, దానికి కొంచెం యాడ్ చేసుకుంటే JNNURM అని ఒకటి స్టార్ట్ చేశారు 2004లో. జైపాల్ రెడ్డి గారు
Okay.
అర్బన్ డెవలప్మెంట్ మినిస్టర్ అప్పుడు.
Yes, sir.
2004లో లాంచ్ చేశారు అది. దాని కింద ఈ స్మార్ట్ సిటీ కాన్సెప్ట్ వచ్చింది. లేటర్ నువ్వు అన్నట్టు ఫండ్స్ ప్రాబ్లమ్, గవర్నమెంటే మర్చిపోతుంది. మన దగ్గర ప్రాబ్లం ఏంటంటే గవర్నమెంట్ మారగానే పాతవన్నీ పోయినట్లే లెక్క, అట్లా వాటెవర్. బట్ ఆ JNNURM కూడా యాడ్ చేస్తే ఓహో ఈ అబ్బాయికి తెలుసు అనుకుంటారు, రైట్?
Okay.
దలై లామా ఇష్యూ చాలా టాక్ట్ఫుల్ గా డీల్ చేయాలి.
Sir.
నువ్వు దలై లామా అని చెప్తే దలై లామా చైనాలో పుడితే ఆయన అడిగాడు,
Yes, sir.
సార్ అడిగారు. అది చాలా ఇంట్రెస్టింగ్, ఎందుకంటే చైనాలో పుడితే నా దృష్టిలో ఈ దలై లామా ఒప్పుకోడు దానికి. అంటే ఇక్కడ ఉండే సొసైటీ ఒప్పుకోకపోవచ్చు 99%.
Okay.
ఒకటి. రెండోది వచ్చి ఇండియా విల్ ప్లే కార్డ్ విచ్ ఇస్ బెనిఫిషియల్ టు అస్.
Yes.
ఇప్పుడు మనం ఇండియా చేసిన పొరపాటు అకార్డింగ్ టు మీ,
Sir.
ఆ రోజే మనం టిబెట్ ని ఐడెంటిఫై చేసేసి షుడ్ నాట్ హ్యావ్ అగ్రీడ్. నా
Okay.
దృష్టిలో టిబెట్ ని వాళ్ళకి ఇచ్చినట్లు మనం ఒప్పుకునేసాం, అది చేస్తుండకూడదు. ఇప్పుడు తైవాన్కి ఎట్లా మనం కొంచెం అటు ఇటుగా ప్లే చేస్తాం అట్లా ప్లే చేసి ఉండాల్సింది ఇండియా. ఎనీవే ఇట్స్ ఇండిపెండెంట్ వ్యూ, మా వ్యూ అది. దెన్ ఫారిన్ పాలసీ దలై లామా ఫారిన్ పాలసీకి ఎట్లా ఉంటుంది ఎవరితో డిస్కస్ చేయి. ఎవరైనా నీకు తెలిసిన వాళ్ళు ఉంటే ఈ సార్ లాంటి సార్ ఐడియా ఉంటుంది, మళ్ళీ నువ్వు వచ్చి కలిసి దాని ఇంప్లికేషన్స్ ఏంటి. దలై లామా చైనా, నెక్స్ట్ దలై లామా అక్కడ పుడితే మనం ఒప్పుకుంటాం, మనం ఒప్పుకో 99% ఒప్పుకో నాకు తెలిసి, బట్ సార్ వాళ్ళు చెప్తారు మీకు. తర్వాత పోలీస్ ఇష్యూస్ లో చాలా ఇంపార్టెంట్. నువ్వు ఎట్లయితే ఆదివాసి మహాగర్జన చెప్పలేకపోయావో పోలీస్ ఇష్యూస్ చెప్పకపోవడం కూడా పెద్ద తప్పు. ఎందుకంటే నువ్వు రాశావు ఒకటి, రెండోది వచ్చి సారీ సార్ తెలుగులోకి వెళ్ళిపోయారు. సో the second point is that you are a police head constable's son. You are supposed to know all these things.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
And moreover, you have written it in your hobbies, like custody deaths. Jai Bhim film you must watch,
yes, sir.
which Surya has done. That's
Yes,
very beautifully narrated. That tribe, how the tribe is harassed
yes,
by police and all, right?
Sir.
Then police custody. What is police custody? What is judicial custody? Police custody law within 24 hours, so they have to produce. Judicial custody 14 days is there,
Sir.
but it has to be given by the court. When you need to know all these things.
Yes, sir.
Plus, what is the particular bailable offense? What was the position earlier? What is the position the new? That also you have to
Okay.
be very clear.
Sir.
Other thing is that Evidence Act. You went into Evidence Act. Don't go into that. Evidence Act is a different act.
Okay. Yes,
So
sir.
what we are talking is CRPC and IPC.
IPC.
Evidence is another dangerous act. It is very difficult to go into that. And you are giving a leading question on matter.
Okay.
The interview people, they will go into evidence.
Evidence, sir.
Then you will not be able to answer it. And then
Okay.
the people who are sitting this side, they are more knowledgeable. Naxalism, Maoism, communism, by and large, you have answered okay. So by and large, things are okay. You are very good also. I think I will request my colleagues to add any suggestions they have.
That regarding bail, you said the preliminary inquiry, there a term is there. FIR registration, not bail, FIR registration.
Sir.
There is a term called preliminary inquiry.
Okay. Yes, sir.
Huh?
Yes, sir.
In the case called Lalit Kumari,
Banothu.
court stated that preliminary inquiry is required before registering FIR. There are some 4 to 5 types of offences where preliminary inquiry is required.
Okay.
Matrimonial offences, trade-related offences,
Sir.
like that. Okay.
Okay.
And less than 7 years, more than 7 years. See, there is no need for a law background because just because you wrote basic things,
Yes,
any common man should know.
yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Okay. And one famous judgment is Arnesh Kumar versus State of Bihar. That is very famous.
Arnesh Kumar.
Arnesh Kumar.
Okay.
Regarding 41-year issue of less than 7 years, station house officer can issue bail directly. They can. There is no need of arrest. 41-year CRPC notice will be issued. They give answer. No need of arrest.
Okay.
Previously, they were arresting anywhere. Then Arnesh Kumar State of Bihar is a landmark judgment.
Okay. Okay, sir.
You are quoting judgments very well. You are law student or what?
I MS did law.
Oh, I think correct. Yeah, that's fine. Okay, sir. Sir, Mir sir.
Now, first question is, why did it take you such a long time to go to the interview? You have such a good background.
Sir.
You have taken a very long time to reach the interview. What is the problem?
Sir,
But I don't want you to make the same mistake now.
Yes, sir.
That's the reason I'm asking you this question.
Sir, in the initial days, I was occupied with some of the startup activity. Then I given my full attention to the preparation. Gradually, my last attempt, I went till interview. And last time, it was my first mains also.
Okay.
And this is my second mains and second interview, sir.
Okay. So, my analysis is you have not given respect to the exam.
Sir.
Otherwise, you should be there in the first attempt.
Sir, okay, sir.
You did something else along with this.
Sir.
Some things which I have noted have already been told. They are, when you say very good question, these are all called as condescending approaches. Okay, you told me, fine.
Okay,
Please understand, you are still not an officer.
Okay, yes,
So
sir.
you will have to say, I'm sorry, sir, and go into that. I think we will rehearse that again. Because that is coming as a part of your personality. We'll have to change that. It will take a bit of time. When is your interview?
Sir, it is on 28th February, sir. 1 month from
Oh, you have 1 month.
1 month,
Now,
exactly.
1 week, I want you to just prepare on your biodata.
Yes, sir.
You've given too much of information
much
in your
of-
biodata.
Yes.
Okay, sir.
And that can finish the whole interview. If you are good at it, you get your marks.
Yeah, 100%.
Okay.
Yes, sir.
And the need-based and greed-based corruption is basically meant for the police when there is no money for the police station.
Right.
That's the reason the police go out and collect haftas. They don't get money for even stationery. What is allocated for petrol is also very less. Okay, that is the reason basically this is called as need based. Greed based is what is to be avoided. Need based becomes certain amount has to be tolerated in a country like India. So read up on that. The moment you said police issues, there will be so many questions. So many questions.
Sir, actually, my knowledge on these police issues from my father, or I have gone through Arvind Verma sir's books for a few things, and some analysis like summaries I have gone through, sir. So
No, any police officer on the board can start asking you recommendations of Malimat committee, Padmanabhaya committee. Now,
yes, sir.
unless you read up, you will be into trouble. There could be a police officer on the board.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
So, please be very careful about that. And all your, you used one word called as demigod status.
Sir.
Demigod is negative.
Okay.
Don't use that. Use a proper word.
Okay.
And I think just one more point. Kosambi.
Sir.
Your answer was good.
Sir.
But read up more about his how he talked about tradition and modernity.
Okay.
And he's given a proper explanation of why, Lord Shiva has a snake around his neck.
Okay.
So, you worship a snake. We worship totems in anthropology. People do that.
Yes,
So people worship a snake, and then Lord Shiva came as a god. Some of the civilization basically brought him.
yes, sir. Yes,
So when they brought him, now Indian culture is such that we accept whatever change. We don't reject the change.
yes, sir. Yes,
So
sir,
that is where Lord Shiva came in, and my snake that I worship went around his neck.
Yes, sir.
That is a very interesting contribution made by him. But I'm glad you know Kosambi.
Yes, sir.
But not knowing E.H. Carr is a,
Okay.
is a blunder. He wrote a book called What is History?
What is it?
Small book, E.H. Carr. If possible, try to finish it. I don't know how much time you have. It's a small book.
Yes, sir.
But excellent way how you interpret history. Because these days the government, when you say I'm interested in history, is history what the previous government has given us, or is it what the present government is giving? Once you go into that question, you will be caught. So please read up on this.
Yes,
Okay?
sir.
Otherwise, good, we'll improve on this.
Sir, yes, sir.
I think more or less sirs have summarized. In fact, I have also written about your good question and thanks for the information. I think you know that. And to put an end to that, you answered well about that 90 hour, 70 hour, whatever. It's never about quantity, it's about quality. In fact, recently Anand Mahindra has also clarified it, became very sensational. That will put trust to the entire debate. It's about productivity at the end of the day. So why should you elaborate and get into trouble?
Okay.
Otherwise, your clarity, eloquence, speaking is good. And since you have written in your DAF yourself that I study police issues, it is expected. Basic things like FIR, bail, these things are very, very basic. Now, the sir has said you have to do a prima facie. The officer now has to see whether it is a fit case to book an FIR or not. It has both sides. Okay. One is advantage because you don't have frivolous complaints, but at the same time, a genuine complaint might the police may not take it seriously.
Yes,
Same as the case with bail. Even if somebody gets a bail, if you have a multiple offense, the bail cannot be given now. If on the same person you have another offense lodged, you cannot give a bail for under trial. These are very, very important things you need to understand, basic things. And there are many other debates going on about sedition has removed, but it has come in another form, etc. That basic issues on police you have to go through. Dalai Lama is a very sensitive topic. No? Now neighborhood foreign policy is now in a flux as far as India is concerned. With Bangladesh, now we are supporting Taliban, Maldives issue all happened. Now they'll ask you how it will impact. Dalai Lama at one time he said, I may be a woman, I will be born in a free country, I may not be born. China says I will take lucky dip in a golden bowl. Okay. You need to study a bit.
yes.
See, one thing is you are becoming free too much at certain point of time of the interview.
Okay.
At that time, your sitting posture is becoming like this. You are bending too much during that time, and your answering style is also changing. Wherein all these words are coming up, I suppose. That's what I felt, and how I could look at it. There are two things. That word you keep on using it for everything. I heard it for answering of his questions, and most of the questions I heard there are two things. I mean, that's how you're beginning the answer.
Okay.
See, if you're comfortable with that, that's fine. But see if you can make a bit of a tweaking there in terms of answering it. I felt it to be a very nice thing.
Gopal Krishna sir, I think sir has said well, condescending attitude under.
Yeah.
Okay, no, types.
అంటే ఇది మీకు తెలియకుండా వస్తుంది.
Yes,
You're
that
getting it.
exactly.
It is a part of your personality which you're doing, which you don't know. Now that, notice all of us have commented on that. So the moment you leave, the board will say, this boy is like this, I agree, we bring down your marks.
Absolutely.
So don't give us a chance to do that. And it's not you.
Sir.
You know, it's something which you don't know. So what I want you to do is please spend time on these things.
Okay.
Don't take too many marks just because your interview is in February now, tomorrow go for another mark. First correct these things.
Okay.
Once you correct it, everything will be fine.
Sir.
Have you taken a mark before anywhere?
Yes, sir.
What is the feedback?
Feedback was it was good, sir. Few knowledge gaps I need to fill.
Right.
And only these things were.
They didn't make a note of these things which we have told you.
No.
Very good question. You must have repeated that there also.
I have told it, sir.
So they didn't tell you.
They didn't tell
Ah.
me.
So you need to be.
See, remember one thing that in a board, the officers or the lady officers who are sitting there are very, very senior officers.
Yes.
They would have seen so many of them. They would expect a bit of a decorum to be maintained, a bit of a respect to be given to them.
Yes, ma'am.
Though you appreciate certain things, but that's an appreciation within yourself. You're not supposed to be too expressive in certain things. Hold it within yourself and speak up to the point whatever they ask. That's it.
Yes, ma'am.
These sentences have to be corrected because that they will not tolerate.
So,
The
sir,
rest of it they will accept because from your background
Sir.
we can understand. But this shows you have not prepared for the interview.
okay. So when I don't know the question, I should tell them. I will-
Just say, I am sorry, sir. I am sorry, madam. I will not be able to answer it. Fine. They go to the next question.
One more thing, conflicting. You said 300% profits they get, then salary. Okay, if they give profits also, then you are sacrificing your personal life, right? As per you,
yes, yes.
Exactly.
300% profits, they are
Very well
distributing profit, so you are ready to work for 90 hours, then, right?
Yeah, that was.
Again, you are saying work-life balance.
Yes, sir. Got you.
Don't say that. Then they say that okay, distribute profits, you work.
Okay. So what could be the best answer?
This is the work-life balance, same thing. No?
Now, first of all, it's a statement made on the lighter side.
Okay.
We have blown it up because we don't have any news.
Actually, detention is many people are not working for even government already.
Right.
8 hours also, majority people won't work for not more than 3 hours also.
So thank you, Amma. You have done by and large well. These knowledge gaps, as you said, but these please improve. And lastly, ఈ భారత సంహిత అనేది కొత్త కొత్తది ఇచ్చారు కదా, పాత ఓల్డ్ సెక్షన్ అండ్ న్యూ సెక్షన్ ఇన్ భారత సంహిత వన్ అండ్ ది సేమ్. యూ జస్ట్ అనలైజ్ 5-10 సెక్షన్స్. ఎందుకంటే దట్ మే బి క్వశ్చన్ ఫర్ యూ బికాస్ పోలీస్ ఇష్యూస్లో రైట్. సపోజ్ సిఆర్పిస్లో సమ్ సెక్షన్ ఇస్ దేర్, వెదర్ ఇట్ ఈస్ సేమ్ సెక్షన్ హియర్ ఆర్ దే ఆర్ చేంజ్డ్. You need to do that analysis of 10-15 important sections. Okay? Right? Thank you and all the best.
Yes, sir.
Come back, after you do this, please come back because I don't want you to waste time for one more attempt. You have to finish it and you have to make it this year.
Yes.
Okay, you have the stuff, but please work on it properly.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
You consult that SAR again and also that Manjunath garu.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yes, sir.
Work on that.
Yes, sir.
Okay, you have a pleasant appearance. In fact, all Lombardis have a pleasant appearance, by the way. Right?
you, sir.
Okay, all the best.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Thanks.
Thank you, ma'am.